I would like to read for you from Hebrews chapter 9, verses 11 through 14, where the author is describing the sacrifice of our high priest, Jesus, in the tabernacle of heaven. When Christ came as high priest of the good things that are already here, he went through the greater and more perfect tabernacle that is not man-made, that is to say, not a part of this creation. He did not enter by means of the blood of goats and calves, but he entered the most holy place once and for all by his own blood, having obtained eternal redemption. The blood of goats and bulls and the ashes of a heifer sprinkled on those who are ceremonially unclean sanctify them so that they are outwardly clean. How much more then will the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself unblemished to God, cleanse our consciences from acts that lead to death, so that we may serve the living God. One of the things that we need to remember is that when the lambs and the heifers were sacrificed, they were sacrificed outside of the inner sanctuary. And then the blood was taken in and sprinkled by the high in the inner sanctuary. Now, the high priest did not take his own body and blood. He, put them on the altar and sprinkled. But Jesus took his own body. That's what he sacrificed. And he took his blood and sprinkled it in the heavenly sanctuary for us. The high priest had to offer the sacrifices and the blood for himself as well as the people. Jesus was not offering it for himself, but for us. And so when we celebrate the communion, the Lord's Supper, we need to remember that when Jesus said, "This is my body," he's designating the fact that he himself was sacrificed and that we partake of that with him before God. Likewise, the blood of Christ is what is sprinkled before the heavenly tabernacle once and for all of us. And we do share in the power of that blood because of what Jesus has given to us, his followers. And maybe remember that every day of the week, that we need to live by means of that power. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes we're tired, we're tempted, we're confused, maybe down, maybe having trouble with other people. But it's through that power of that blood that we can get through those incidents and proclaim that Jesus' death and resurrection and the power that he has given us. Shall we pray?